Hello friends, today I am going to discuss something about group discussion with you. What do we actually mean by group discussion? As the name suggests, the group discussion is a discussion in a group, of course. But what is the standard and what is the normal procedure of a group discussion? Why we conduct group discussion session in any organization? Friends, the purpose behind a group discussion is to discuss a problem with all the sections of the department. Suppose an organization facing a problem and it wants expert opinion of all the people working in different sections of the department so that it can come up to the conclusion which is acceptable to people working in all the sections of the department. Because if the conclusion of the group discussion is acceptable to all the people working in the department, then only we can think about proper upliftment of the department. An organization is facing a problem and it needs to discuss that problem among group members, team members, and all the members of the organization, so that every member of the organization actually becomes aware of the problem and all the members of the organization can give their different expert opinion, and ultimately those expert opinions are consolidated and one conclusion is come at which is acceptable to all the members participating in the GD and to all the members of the organization. So what is the formal procedure of the GD? In a group discussion, we have a team leader and we have the participating members. Friends, we must take into consideration that in a group discussion, the maximum number of the participating candidates should not be more than 8 or 9. Because if the number of the candidates goes beyond 8 or 9, large number of ideas, they accumulate and nothing properly is conveyed to anyone participating in the group discussion. And opposite to this, if the number is below 5 or 6, then we will be having lack of ideas. We won't be having enough ideas to come up to the proper conclusion which is acceptable to all. So the minimum number of the candidates that need to be participate in group discussion is 8 or 7, not more than this. Now, how the process of group discussion actually begins. In a group discussion, we have a team leader, as I said, and some participating members. First of all, the agenda of the group discussion, the topic on which the team is about to discuss, is disclosed by the group leader to all the participating members. And then each of the participating members give his or her expert opinion on that topic. Now, here certain things need to be taken into consideration while putting forward your own view in any discussion. First of all, the team leader expresses the core idea that what we are going to discuss, what is the exact problem and how we have to discuss it. So, first of all, the team leader speaks and then the other participating members, they speak one by one. Sometimes it happens, or many a times it happens, that the team leader, after finishing his words, he points out someone that, okay sir, please, you proceed. You add up something to what I just said. And the other person speaks. When the other person is speaking, the rest of the participating members only listen to that person. While he is speaking, nobody is allowed to interfere here. Because if you start interfering while someone is talking, then you won't be able to understand his or her thoughts clearly and properly. And the group discussion can never proceed further in the appropriate direction. So ladies and gentlemen, please bear in mind that we don't need to interfere while a particular person is expressing his or her views. Once that person finishes, we can put our counter views or the views in association with the views he just expressed. And the views which the other participating members are expressing, those views can be in favor of the views just expressed, and those can also be against the views just expressed. If we are against the views of a particular person, bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that we don't need to be rude to him or her. If we don't like somebody's ideas, if we don't like somebody's comments, we should not be rude to him. While expressing our ideas, we should show our friendly attitude to the person and to all the participating members. If we have to say that we don't like your idea, we should not say it bluntly, okay, yes, we don't like your idea. No, that is not the way. We must say that, sir, thank you for what you just explained to the entire group, but I have one more thing to suggest. And then you can proceed with your own ideas. If you want to proceed with your own ideas, even if if it against the ideas of the person who just expressed it, you need to thank that person first of all for the idea that he has expressed, and then you should put your ideas. The idea may be in favor, it may be in against, but you should not be blunt to the other participating members. This is the most crucial thing in any group discussion, because friends, we are in a group discussion and we are not to fight in a group discussion. Always bear in mind that the organization is facing a problem, and as I said earlier, the organization wants the expert opinion of all the sections of the department to come up to the proper conclusion of the problem, which is acceptable to all and ultimately which is beneficial to all. That's why there is no fun, in fighting in a group discussion. It's a group discussion, and we are here to come up to the conclusion which is acceptable to all. So you should not be blunt and you should not be rude to anyone. When a person is talking, you should not interfere, and as he finishes, you can start. Sometimes it happens that we do not find that how we should interfere in a group discussion. By interference, I mean to say that sometimes we do not know that how we should speak or what we should speak. Some discussion is going on. People are talking one by one. All the participating members are expressing their ideas. But sometimes some of the participating members are a bit confused. They don't know how to start. They don't know how to express their own views. All the people are talking and I am thinking that, oh, how should I express my ideas? How should I express my idea? And I'm just thinking this thing in my mind, and actually I am not expressing anything. If you are having such kind of doubt in your mind, then bear in mind that you can start by an argument or by a counter argument. Suppose a person is saying something, you should listen to him properly. And if you want to intervene, you can intervene by appreciating his ideas or by going against his ideas. Friends, this is the only way of entering a group discussion. So, another important thing is you should not remain silent. Since it is a group discussion, then it is the responsibility of all the participating members to speak, to express their ideas. That's why the group discussion has been conducted by the organization. Why the organization has called certain people to participate in the group discussion? Because the organization believes that these are the people whose opinion is ultimately going to benefit the organization, and these are the people whose opinion is ultimately going to work in the direction of development of the organization, in direction of development of the organization and its culture. That's why the discussion has been called out, and that's why all the participating members have been called out. So it is a responsibility that not to sit idle, not to sit quiet, and time and again keep making proper contributions in a group discussion. So these are certain very crucial aspects of group discussions that should be kept in mind by all the participating members, ladies and gentlemen. So bear in mind that in any group discussion, basically, first of all, it is the process of discussing the problem and coming up with the conclusion of the problem. The organization wants the expert opinions of all the participating members. The organization wants the expert opinion of different sections of the department. That's why the discussion has been called. And ultimately, what is the conclusion of the group discussion? This is one of the most crucial aspects of group discussion, ladies and gentlemen. What will be the conclusion? There is a group discussion. The topic has been explained by the group leader, and the people have started making their own comments. And once the discussion finishes, what is the conclusion that has been drawn? The conclusion is, ladies and gentlemen, the final solution of the problem. The topic of the group discussion is actually the problem which the organization is facing, and the final conclusion is the solution of that problem, which is acceptable to all the participating members of the group discussion, ladies and gentlemen. So, people participating in a group discussion, they give their own expert opinion one by one, and at that time, it is the responsibility of the group leader to note down all the important points, all the crucial points that have been put forward by all the participating members of the group discussion. And at the end of the group discussion, the group leader consolidates those points and comes up to a one conclusion, to a single conclusion that is acceptable to all the participating members. And if the conclusion is acceptable to all the participating members, only then it can be implemented, and only then it will prove beneficial for further growth of the organization. Ladies and gentlemen, now the last thing I would like to say, what is the responsibility of team leader? Participating members have their own sets of responsibilities. Like their responsibility is to put forward their ideas. Their responsibility is not to interfere while someone is talking. Their responsibility is to show the facial expressions of appreciation so that the other person who is talking, he feels comfortable. These are the responsibility of the participating members. And the responsibility of a group leader or the team leader is to look after that no participating members should fight with each other. No participating members should be rude with each other. He is the person who ensures that while someone is talking, no other person is allowed to interfere. He is the person who starts the discussion, and he is the person who ends the discussion. And throughout the discussion, he has just one objective, ladies and gentlemen. Just one objective, and that is to see that no person participating in the group discussion should fight with each other. No two people should talk simultaneously. No two people should object and fight with each other on a particular topic. If there is a conflict related to a particular topic during the group discussion, it is important that you should leave that topic there and start to further proceed the discussion. The point of conflicts should be avoided in any kind of group discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Only then we can ensure the success in group discussion, and only then we can ensure the overall success of the organization. So this is what I wanted to tell you about group discussion. And I think as my previous sessions, this session is also going to add up something to your knowledge. And this session also proves beneficial to you in the long run. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for participating.